Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Northern Burlington County Regional High School. I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting students Mr. Decker Morrow and Mr. Kyle Forsini, and we are here live as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on Jackson Liberty. How are you tonight, Decker?
I'm doing all right. Excited for another great game. I mean, we've had some close games this year. Unfortunately, we lost our last football game we were at, but all of our games have been really close this year. All the games we've done since I've been around have been really close, and I'm hoping for another good one tonight.
And we've got a really great night at the farm. It is unseasonably warm. It's about 60 degrees, and it is Thursday, November 10th, as Northern looks to get their second win of the season. And the Hounds have really struggled this year, but hopefully Joel Dosey's got this team fired up and ready to go, and the team can put a stop here to Jackson Liberty.
Yeah, they're hoping for a quick opening here, 3 and out on defense, to maybe just try to stop the start. It wasn't a great kickoff at the beginning, but Northern's got to try to just hold them to where they're at.
The Hounds are currently 1-7 on the year, but they've played some really close games. They've had some close losses versus West Windsor and Hamilton West, and they started the season with a nail-biter against Steinert. So hopefully, if those games had gone either way, the Hounds could have a 500 record. Unfortunately, those are the breaks of the game, and they're here 1-7. But still, a couple of games left on the schedule, so hopefully they can pull off some big wins here in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, it's looking like we're about to be 3rd down and long for Jackson Liberty here. Their running back's gotten all the work so far. Northern's been able to stop them on both their attempts, but Northern's got to try to hold them here so that they can't pick up a first down.
Now, Jackson Liberty comes into this game. They've struggled a little bit as well. They are currently at 1-6 in their division. They're just coming off a big win, though, against Donovan Catholic, 40-29. That was senior night for the Lions, and Malcolm LOCKLEAR led the team in rushing in that night with almost 200 yards on the ground. So if the Hounds can minimize the impact he has on the game, hopefully they can get a big win here tonight, and that was a great stop by the defense, and it looks like the Hounds are going to take over here on special teams.
Yeah, great way to bail out the quarterback, bail out the kicker there with a really bad, well, not a really great kick to start off the game, but the 3 straight rushing attempts by Jackson Liberty, one time with the quarterback, and Northern was able to stop all 3. All right, Jackson Liberty's praying to punt it away.
And hopefully the Hounds can get a big return on this kick, get themselves in decent field position. That one looks like it's going to take a Jackson bounce and go near the goal line there. And Northern's going to have their work cut out for them as they take on inside the red zone as the offense heads out on the field. So as I said, Northern is led by new head coach, Mr. Joel Dosey. He's a teacher here at Northern Burlington. He's got assistant coaches, Mr. Hugo, Mr. Barbadoro, and Mr. Richards. Mr. Dosey is a very successful wrestling coach here, was a college athlete himself, played football here at Northern, and Coach Barbadoro actually played football at the college level as well as Coach Richards. So I know they've used that experience. They've brought it here to our guys, and looks like Granberry in the offense is going to take over.
Yeah, let's see if Northern's offense can come out here and make a statement to open up the game. I mean, they haven't been the greatest offense this season, but they've recently been picking it up a little bit. That carry's going to pick up maybe a yard most. It's going to be 2nd and 9 here on the Northern 6-yard line.
Now, as we said, the Greyhounds started the season slow, losing their first 6. They're in a rebuilding phase right now, but they recently won their senior night here at the farm, 42-27 versus Princeton, and I know that meant a lot to get that big win in front of friends and family, and hopefully that momentum can carry over, and the Hounds can get a big win here tonight.
It's going to be a designed quarterback run here. He's going to go to the outside, pick up another 4 yards. Going to be probably 3rd and 5. Makeable, but still difficult on 3rd down. He kind of wanted to pick up more there, but it's pretty good.
Granberry did a great job. Actually, recently, Northern lost a close game to Hopewell Valley. Decker, you were on hand for that one. Homecoming 2016. The Hounds have been off for about 2 weeks, but looks like they have not let fatigue set in, and they're coming out here. They're ready to play, and they've got a big 3rd and 5 here. Hopefully, can continue to build off that run and pick up a big first down.
Yeah, and that game was a real close loss, but he did the majority of the work. I mean, he was kind of single-handedly kept Northern in the game on offense with a great pass to open up for the first down of the game. Looked like that was a 15-yard pickup there on 3rd and 5. It's going to put them on, I think, the 30-yard line.
Cranberry's pass complete out to the 29-yard line of the Greyhounds.
And that was a great pass there. Looked like Northern's got some momentum heading in their favor, and I know the fans and the home crowd is fired up. Now, Northern only averages about 12.5 points a game. Unfortunately, they give up about 20 points a game, so they've really struggled this season. But looks like they're building on that momentum from that pass, and it looks like a couple of yards there, too, as well. Northern's going to take over here on 2nd down. Decker, what were some things that you saw in the homecoming game?
Well, I saw in the homecoming game that Northern relied heavily on their quarterback in both the run and pass game. I think he led the team in rush yards on that day. Their defense was pretty good. They gave up one special team score, and that was really the one that ended their game. But overall, it was a really close match against Hopewell Valley. The flag's coming in now.
Looks like that's going to be a false on the Greyhounds, going to set them back about 10 yards. Granbury's going to get the play in here. Now, the first quarter has really been one of the tough quarters here for the Hounds this season. They only average about 3 points in the first quarter. They've done that all season. But if they can get some points on the board early, hopefully they can build on that and get in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, a quick start would be huge for Northern. They haven't really been big on scoring this year. They haven't scored a whole ton per game, but an early lead would do a lot for this defense to come up and try to hold the lead. It's going to be a decent-sized outside run there. He broke a tackle on the outside and managed to go back out of bounds, I think 4 or 5 yards deep that time. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
So great sweep there by the Hounds, picking up a couple yards. Looks like they got another big 3rd down here. Hopefully Granbury can convert. Now, like you said, Decker, he's been a dual threat this season, using his feet and with his arm. And I know the Hounds are looking to make a big play here. Hopefully advance the ball and get another big 1st down.
Yeah, odds are Granbury's they're gonna put it in his hands to make the decision this play. It's gonna be a pretty deep throw, and it's gonna sail out of bounds.
So the special team's going to head out there, the kicking team, and the Hounds are going to go back on defense. Now, as I said, Jackson Liberty comes into this game's struggling this season. They are 1-8 on the season. They are led by head coach Mr. Jim Sharples, former defensive coordinator for the Lions. They've struggled a lot this season as well. They lost to rival Jackson Memorial 50-6 on their home opener, and they only average about 10 points per game. So if Northern can keep the score low, they certainly got a great chance here to get a big win here tonight. Jackson typically gives about 25 points per game. So if Northern can attack and get on the board, they can get a big win. Now, 2 of Jackson's 4 losses this season on the road, though, were only by an average of 7 points. So they're more than capable of hanging with a good team like Northern. And I know this is going to be a close game, but hopefully the Hounds can bounce back from that tough loss against Hopewell. They still got this game and one more game on the docket here for the schedule, and I know Coach Dulce knows that every game is important, every win is important. So hopefully the defense can take over here and make some big plays happen. Jackson Liberty's going to take over here 1st and 10.
Yeah, Northern definitely had a better opener than Jackson Liberty did this game, but neither one of them managed to make anything out of their opening drive. Jackson Liberty, again, is in good field position, just like their initial drive, but that time was a pretty good kick. He just got a little unlucky on the bounce.
And LOCKLEAR's really been their workhorse. He had 178 yards in their last game and 2 touchdowns, and that was for their first big win. So I know the Lions are going to give it to him, put it in his hands, let him make a play. They're also led by quarterback Derek CATRON, who is a senior. So I know his leadership and the leadership of players like Ryan Downer and John Riley can help motivate the Lions here in this game.
We're going to hand the ball back off to LOCKLEAR, who's going to go to the outside, break a couple tackles, and go out of bounds. Looked like he gained the 1st down, but I'm not sure.
Now the Lions are coming off a 4-6 record last year. 2 years ago they were 5-5, which was their first 500 season. Now Jackson Liberty is a relatively new school. The school only opened in 2006, and their football program only started in 2010. So, for a program that's only 6 years old to be kind of competitive the last couple of years, they're struggling a little bit. I know that this team's fired up. Now, this team has played a game every week for 10 straight weeks. So, hopefully Northern can capitalize on that fatigue factor and get a big win. And I know the marching band here is getting the crowd fired up. Hopefully the Hounds can make a big stop.
Yeah, it's got to be a rough start playing 10 straight weeks. Fatigue's got to start setting into these guys pretty soon. I mean, it's got to be exhausting playing 10 games without 1 week of rest. Northern's on almost a two week rest period right now. So definitely advantage Northern on that front.
That's right, and the Hounds have one more game left on the docket. They end their season versus Pemberton on Thursday, November 24th. That is Thanksgiving 2016, and that is for the Commander's Cup. And I know last season Pemberton won that one 22-20 for their second win in a row, which tied the holiday series at 2-2, but certainly the all-time series goes back way further than that. So hopefully you crowd can come out, support our boys on Thanksgiving, and we could bring the cup back here to Northern in that heated rivalry.
Northern's defense setting up to try to maybe make a stop here. Jackson Liberty's getting pretty close to field goal range, but definitely isn't in it right now. So if Northern could stop them before another first down, they would definitely get a stop here. Doesn't look like that's going to happen though, because he almost ran for the touchdown there. LOCKLEAR has definitely been their big guy this game. I think that's his 5th or 6th carry already this game.
And as I said, he's really been their workhorse for Jackson Liberty. Now, as I said, the Jackson Liberty Lions really struggle putting points on the board. They only average about 10 points per game. So if they could get on the board this early in the game, they'd certainly be in the driver's seat here against this Northern defense. But, it's still early, still the first quarter, still plenty of time to play. And it looks like that's going to be a touchdown for the Lions. So the Lions are going to go up 6-0. That's going to be a touchdown by Malcolm LOCKLEAR. Credit to him for getting that hole and getting in there. They're going to send the field goal kicking team out. Kicker John Riley. It's been pretty successful this year as the Lions get on the board early. Currently in the lead, 6-0, with the extra point coming up.
Yeah, Northern definitely needs to start stacking that box a little bit more. LOCKLEAR's been able to run all over him to start this game. If they could put more people in the center there, put some pressure on LOCKLEAR, he probably wouldn't have so many great carries like he's had to start this game off. That extra point's going to be good.
So the Lions are currently in the lead, 7-0. We're about halfway through the first quarter. Again, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Decker Morrow. It is Thursday, November 10th. We are here live at Northern Burlington County Regional High School as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Jackson Liberty Lions in a consolation game. It looks like Coach Barbadoro is getting the offense fired up. As I said, Coach Barbadoro played offensive wide receiver for Rowan University, so I know he has some in-depth knowledge on the offense side of the ball. And it's clear he's getting the troops motivated here. And Northern's only down by 7. The game is still really early, but looks like they're going to take the field here for the kickoff and hopefully get a big return.
Yeah, it's definitely been a rough start here for Northern. On their first possession, they were pinned in their own 5, and then they gave up that touchdown in the last drive. It's been a rough start, but they can definitely come back. It's not over. It's still the first quarter, and they're a strong team.
And as you said, they are a strong team. They've only been shut out one time this season, so that's a credit to the coaching staff really getting the troops motivated. That was a loss to Woodrow Wilson early in the season. But the Hounds have been pretty successful, as I said, in the first quarter. They only average about 3 points, but if they can get a couple points here before the end of the quarter, that would certainly help them out here. And that looks like it's going to be a kickoff there by Jackson Liberty, fielded by the Hounds. See if we can get a big gain here.
He's going to take that one to about the 22, 23-yard line. Definitely better field position than their first time out. And Granberry's going to probably be happier that he doesn't have to start on the back of his own goal.
Greyhounds will be working.
So Northern's definitely been able to try to they defended real well the first drive on defense, but that second drive they just gave up a couple runs, and it's probably from having that real short possession to start the game. If Northern could get a drive going here, they could bail out their defense a little bit more than they had on that short goal line start.
That looked like a keeper there by Granberry as he rushed for a few yards there. And, you know, it's all about continuing to gain yards, continue to build on positive momentum.
Number 42 on the carry, out to the 20.
And the Hounds are going to take over here on second down. Looks like second and long. Joining us now is broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini. How you doing today, Kyle?
Good, Mr. Dowd and Decker. Pleasure to be with you guys today and hoping for a Northern win. So we'll see if they can recover from this 7-0 deficit.
Looks like they got Granberry in the shotgun here, and looks like he's going to do quarterback fake there and hand off, but stifled there by the Jackson Liberty defense. McRoberts has really been a great running back here for the Hounds, and we were just talking, Kyle, about the homecoming game that you and Decker had the pleasure of announcing with our former AD, Mr. Jack Lucas, and I know Billy McRoberts had a pretty big game that day, and you know, even though the Hounds fell, you know, there's a lot to build on.
Yeah, not only is he a running back, he also plays defensive back as well, so plays both ways, and he's definitely been a valuable asset to this team throughout the entire season. So hopefully he can keep up that play, and we'll see what he can do here on this drive.
Looked like a quick screen there by the Hounds, and going to pick up a few yards. Looks like they're going to be close to the first down marker. Curious to see how the referees spot this one. And it looks like that's going to move the chain. So big first down there for the Greyhounds. And that was A.J. Jackson there making a big play. And the Hounds are going to pick up here on first down.
Yes, definitely a better start to this drive than the last one. I mean, the last drive they did pick up that first down, but after that they just kind of got shut out. As it's going to be another quarterback keeper by Granberry. He's going to run to the outside and keep it down the field. He ran pretty deep on that play.
Yeah, nice run there by Granberry, Decker, and if there's been any problem with the Northern team this year, it's been their offense, so it would be helpful if they could get some first downs going and get themselves on the Jackson Liberty side of the field and try and put up some points.
So Northern's going to take over here on first down. Certainly you can follow this action. You can follow Northern Burlington Football on Twitter at NBC Football to stay plugged into all things Northern, and you can follow all of our teams at NBC Athletics, and that's run by our athletic director, Dr. Dan Uzaki, who does a great job keeping everybody plugged in. Looks like Granberry's going to do a handoff here, and Northern's going to get backed up by a couple yards, but Hounds still doing a great job this drive, moving the ball forward, and they're just about at midfield here, and hopefully they can get some points on the board before the end of the first quarter.
It looked like Northern was trying to fake him out by sending Granberry out after he handed it off. Just this time it didn't work. If he would have actually held it, though, he probably could have had a big gain out of that play. Northern's offense is going to try to pick up from this 2nd and 14 they're in now. You definitely don't want to start a drive off like that, and that's what they did a lot in the homecoming game, which was part of why they lost. They're going to do another screen. Oh, that was kind of a nasty tackle that time, but not illegal.
Yeah, nice play there by the Jackson Liberty defense, and Northern's on about a 3rd and long is definitely going to have to take a shot downfield if they're going to want to convert the chains here. So we'll see what they can draw up here on this 3rd and long.
I think the key for the Hounds is obviously getting the ball into our playmakers. You know, Mark Granberry, A.J. Jackson, Jacoby Lewis have been doing a great job on offense. C.J. Hussey at wide receiver, Alex Zimmerman, Southern Merlin capable of making big plays. So hopefully the Hounds can pick up the yards they need here and get a big first down. Looks like Granberry's trying to get the defense to jump off sides there. No luck, and looks like it's going to be a quick halfback draw and going to get stifled there. And it looks like Northern's going to send out the punt team, and hopefully the defense can hold them off.
Yeah, Northern's strength is definitely starting. They like to start on first down, gaining 3 yards, pretty much 3-4 yards every play. They can't afford to lose yards because they don't really have that big play potential that you see from some of the other teams. They don't make a lot of deep plays down the field, and their deepest play is really when Granberry takes it by himself and tries to run it. It's kind of hard for a team that doesn't make big deep plays down the field to recover from losing a few yards on first down.
at the 33.
And that was a big punt there by Kyle Matthews, sending the Jackson Liberty offense back onto the field. Now, Kyle Matthews is actually the points leader for the Hounds this season. Done a great job kicking the ball. He's got a season-long 41-yard kick so far this season. So hopefully the Hounds can do their part. The offense can do their part, get him into field goal range, because he's certainly more than capable of booting it through. And hopefully the defense can make a big stop here and really clamp down on LOCKLEAR, who's been doing a great job running the ball so far.
Looks like a run up the middle there from Jackson Liberty for about 5 yards, but the Northern defense is going to kind of have to do what they've been doing all season, and that's kind of keep this team in the game. The offense really hasn't done anything to note so far this season, so the defense is going to have to come up big once again and try and keep this at a 7-point deficit and hopefully get Granbury the ball back and let the Northern offense try and make some plays.
Yeah, turnover here by the Northern defense would be huge in giving their offense a chance to come back out there and score some points. That's something we didn't see in the homecoming game. Neither team turned the ball over once all game. It was a pretty good matchup as Jackson Liberty's going to take the ball to the 50.
And it looks like the marching band was really getting the crowd fired up on there. Unfortunately, Jackson Liberty went through the hole, but just want to take this opportunity to thank our marching band under the direction of Mr. Sean Linder. They do a great job keeping everybody fired up during the games, and they've won countless awards. And I'd be remiss not to mention the Jackson Liberty Band, who's not present tonight, but also have done a great job, led by their award-winning band director, Mr. Sakatono, who does a great job keeping them fired up. So Northern's defense is going to pick back up here. It's first down. Jackson Liberty. Hopefully the defense can make a big play.
Number 7, Malcolm LOCKLEAR on the carry for the Lions into Greyhound territory.
That's another big carry by LOCKLEAR. He's definitely been their big threat this game. He's kind of taken the ball almost every time they've had a snap. LOCKLEAR's been the go-to guy for this offense.
Now, Jackson Liberty jumped out early, as we said, 7-0 already. You know, they were shut out in 4 of their 8 losses this year. So for them to get on the board certainly means a lot for them. But, you know, the game is still very much a lot of football left to play. We're almost finished here with the first quarter, but Northern, you know, has some great things to build on. I think Granbury and McRoberts have been doing a good job on the offense. They just haven't got a play to break their way, but hopefully the defense can do their part, and it looks like they did a great job there tackling LOCKLEAR. And if they can hold them to a punt on this, you know, if they could take over with some decent field position, they could do some damage in the second quarter, which has really been Northern's kind of go-to quarter this season. They actually average about 7 points in second quarter this year. So we're about to end this first quarter. Northern's trailing this one 7-0. Again, I'm Mr. James Dow, joined by broadcasting students Mr. Kyle Forsini and Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm. It is Thursday, November 10th, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Jackson Liberty Lions and about to switch sides of the field.
It would still be cold though. Yeah, I realized maybe
A solid first quarter there by the Northern defense, holding Jackson Liberty to only 7 points. But like you said, Mr. Dowd, the second quarter has certainly favored the Northern offense this year. So hopefully they can, once they get the ball back here in the second quarter, hopefully they can put some points on the board and jump right back into this game.
Yeah, Northern needs to put some points on the board now, down by a touchdown. They can't afford to go into the second half still down by a score. Jackson Liberty's about to snap the ball. Northern's getting set on defense.
Pass is complete to number 13, Steven Schuster. He's hit immediately by Mark Granbury, number 42.
All right, that was the quarterback with the tackle there. It's pretty interesting to see some of these guys play, both offense and defense, out here. They've been playing both sides of the ball all season. And it's got to be kind of tiring because you have to play 60 minutes a game.
And Northern certainly hasn't been a great come-from-behind team this season, so it's going to be key for their defense to get off the field and for their offense to try and come back out and make some moves here. Looks like Jackson Liberty's going to punt it downfield here to the Hounds.
And that one's going to go to about the 11-yard line. And as we said, field position's been a big part of this game so far. Northern's really been pinned in their own red zone for all of their drives. But if they can make something happen here, they've got a lot of good things going in their favor. The passing game's been doing pretty well. Mark Granberry's keeping us alive with his feet as well. Billy McRoberts is doing a great job. So it's really, just hoping that a hole can open up. We can get a big gain. And then, field position hopefully won't continue to affect our offense. And Northern's getting ready here to get set up here. It's 1st and 10 for the Hounds.
Yeah, definitely Northern's been pinned down real close to their goal line. I mean, that shows just how good Jackson Liberty's punter is. He's been able to put Northern in a bad spot 2 out of 3 times, and the other time was just a kickoff after a touchdown.
One thing I will say, though, for the Hounds going in their favor is, we've been sort of the good luck charms here for the Northern sports guys. We did quite a few games last season where Northern was victorious, and we were, part of a couple of big wins this fall previously, as the boys soccer team got a big win during their senior night, and girls volleyball. So, hopefully the crowd on hand can help out. The Hounds certainly will do our part, and looks like Granberry's going to take over here. 2nd down.
Yeah, and even in the games where Northern's lost that we've done, including the girls soccer game, that girls soccer game definitely should have gone. Northern should have had a goal there that they didn't count. Yeah, it's heartbreak on that game, but other than that, we've pretty much been had a perfect record since we've started doing this.
Down around the 19-yard line, just shy of the 20, goes Lewis. 3rd down, and we'll call it 1.
It's going to be key for Northern if they're going to win this game is they've got to convert these 3rd and shorts. 3rd down and 1 to 3rd down and 3, anywhere in that range are 3rd downs that you've got to convert if you want to be able to move the ball and try and win games. So we'll see if they can convert it here on 3rd and 1. Looked like Tommy Hill there on the run, and it looked like he picked up the 1st down. So looks like Northern might be moving the chains here and staying on the field.
Tommy Hill.
Yeah, see, this is the way that Northern likes to kind of move the football. Is they don't make big flashy plays, but they're trying to get 4-yard plays pretty much every time, consistently picking up 1st downs and working your way down the field. The only problem is when they get stopped early, like they did in that last drive, they kind of struggle to catch back up and pick up 1st downs.
Well, yeah, you're right, Decker. They're not really a big play offense. They kind of will methodically move down the field on good drives, and so you're right, when they start to get stalled, you definitely wonder if confidence is definitely a factor, because they know that they're kind of trying to force 1st downs and force plays, and that's when mistakes happen. So this team definitely needs to kind of keep their confidence level up and just keep methodically trying to march down the field.
So Northern's going to take over here, 2nd down and long. The ground and pound offense continues to move the ball, and hopefully Northern can get a big play here. I know Jackson Liberty is really concerned about Granberry, who is a dual threat, as we said, can air it out, but can also make plays with his feet. So anytime he's got a QB keeper opportunity, he can certainly move the chains. And that looks like a big pass there to the Hounds, and it looks like they're going to pick up maybe 5 yards there.
Alex Zimmerman, number 11.
Great catch there by Zimmerman. Picked up a couple extra yards. Big play here for the Hounds.
Granberry's been near perfect today passing the ball. I think he's 3 for 4 with that one miss coming on the sideline early in the game. But he's been pretty good passing, and he's run the ball a few times, and he's got a pretty good yards per carry. So today he's done really well. I mean, the offense hasn't been able to pick up 1st downs, but that's certainly not a product of our quarterback.
Looks like a handoff there is going to get brought down just short, I think, of the 1st down marker. Obviously, forward momentum plays a big part. We'll see where the ref spots this one. And it looks like Coach Dulce's going to send out the punt unit.
31-yard line. 4th down and 1 for the Hounds.
4th down and 1 here. Definitely would have liked to have converted that 3rd down, but Northern's going to punt it away and put their defense back on the field, and hopefully this defense can step up once again and hold Jackson Liberty. A great punt there by Matthews. Looks like it went out of bounds on the Jackson Liberty 15 there, so definitely great punt there.
Kyle Matthews punt.
Looks like, I'm sorry, it went out up at the 25-yard line there.
5-yard
but definitely not great field position for Jackson Liberty, so this defense can definitely try and make a stop here.
And he made a great play there, too. It looked like the snap was slightly off, and a Jackson Liberty defender was closing in on him. He quickly grabbed the ball and made a big punt. So hopefully that's momentum that the Hounds can build on, and certainly down at the 25 has been the best field position this defense has had so far. So it looks like CATRON and the Lions are going to take over here in their own red zone area in the second quarter here. Looks like they got some man in motion. Trying to draw the Hounds offside. We got a run play here. And looks like the defense there is going to tackle him right there, maybe for no gain, maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, and on that, you said on that punt, Kyle Matthews really was kind of pressured there by a low snap and made a pretty good punt out of it. That's kind of been when he's been at his best, is when he's had some of the worst snaps. I mean, at the homecoming game, he had one that sailed right by him, and he avoided a tackle and still punted it almost 50 yards.
So it looks like the Lions are going to take over here, second down. 2nd and 10. And the defense again makes a big play. Looks like a couple yards, if any. The Hounds are going to get a 3rd and long for the Lions.
Out to the 26-yard line, gain of 1, 3rd down.
So, big 3rd and long here. Looks like the defense has got a big play here to make, and hopefully they can convert, because I know that the Hounds would love to get the ball back here with some key field position. Still plenty of time to play here in the second quarter. Kyle, what are some of the things that have stood out to you so far?
Well, Mr. Dowd, as I had said before, this defense has definitely been good. They've been run stoppers for most of this game, so they've been able to force Jackson Liberty into 3rd down and long, or 3rd down and medium range. So looks like there's a flag here on the play, but we'll see what the call is going to be here from the referees. Looks like it's going to be delay of game here on Jackson Liberty, so that'll back them up 5 yards. But as I was saying before, this defense has definitely stood out, and they're giving their offense chances to go down and score points. The offense is just going to have to take advantage of that. So, getting the ball into the hands of your playmakers like Mark Granberry or Billy McRoberts or, A.J. Jackson, any of those guys, Alex Zimmerman and C.J. Hussey, all those guys, if you can get it into their hands, they have an opportunity to score for your offense, and that's just going to be what Northern's going to have to do here for the rest of this game.
So big 3rd down here for the Hounds. And hopefully they can make a big stop here. Oh, looks like we're going to get a timeout here. A little confusion on the sideline. Looks like we're going to get a pause in the game action here. Now, certainly you can follow Northern TV on Twitter, @NorthernTV. You can check us out on Comcast Channel 19, Channel 42 on Verizon Vios. We're also streaming on the web. We have a YouTube channel, so you can check out all of our exciting fall sports actions that we've done. We've got an app at appcatch.com where you can download and stay plugged into all things Northern TV. And we've got some great sponsor opportunities on our Northern TV webpage. So if you have any questions about anything Northern TV, you're certainly more than welcome to email us, northerntv@nburlington.com, for any information about our sporting events or our programming, as we have about 15 minutes left here before halftime, and hopefully the Hounds can put some points on the board. I know this is a big play for both teams, and certainly we're hoping that our defense can hold them on this big 3rd and long so our offense can take over.
Yeah, definitely. As I was saying, offense, you want to convert the 3rd and shorts, and on defense, you want to stop the 3rd and longs. You don't want to let them convert here on this 3rd and long, so it'll be big for this defense if they could come up with a huge stop here and put their offense back on the field. So that incompletion will bring up 4th down here, and the Northern offense most likely will come back out on the field and get another opportunity.
So that was a big play there by the defense, and hopefully the Greyhounds can get some good field position here. Again, for those just joining in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini, Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm. It is Thursday, November 10th, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Jackson Liberty Lions in a great consolation game here. Looks like a short punt, and Northern returned that, and they're certainly in the driver's seat now with some great field position here as the offense heads out onto the field. So great play by the Hounds.
Definitely the Hounds. Billy McRoberts there with a nice return. So the Northern offense will have favorable field position here. It looks like they're already across the field on the Jackson Liberty side. So definitely don't want to squander this good field position. If Northern can take advantage of this and get any sort of points, you know, field goal or touchdown, either one is ideal for Northern at this point in the game. So we'll see what Granbury can do here on this 1st down and 10. He's taking the deep shot downfield. And it's caught. And that looks like a touchdown there to C.J. Hussey, and a great play there by Granbury to Hussey. A great throw and catch, taking a deep shot down the field. That's definitely the spark that Northern needed. Get them a quick score like that.
Terrific pass there by Granbury. Put that one right on the money, and credit to C.J. Hussey for making that pinpoint catch there on the sideline. And that's a great play there by the Hounds. So the Hounds are going to put 6 on the board and looking to go up here with an extra point, maybe tie this game. So great play there. Dulce looks like him and Coach Barbaduro drew up a great play there, took advantage of Jackson Liberty, caught them off guard, and we're about to have hopefully about to have a tie ball game here with the 2nd quarter almost finished. So we're going to get the snap here to Matthews. And it's going to be good. So, great job there by the Hounds. Game currently tied 7-7.
5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the half.
Just under 4 minutes to play here in the half. That's what you'd like to see here by the Greyhounds. As I said, the 2nd quarter's really been one of their good quarters this season, and certainly the 3rd quarter as well. But getting that big play there has the crowd fired up, has the defense fired up. I know they haven't been off the field for long, but you know, after a big play like that, I know they're ready to make whatever things they can do to help this team win.
Yeah, I think the defense will be happy to go back out on the field, you know, after a short rest like that when it's after a touchdown. When it's after a quick 3 and out, I think the attitude might be a little bit different. But this should definitely spark some life into this team, and it should make them confident in themselves. They just tied the game at 7 on a big play. The defense has played well all game, so things are trending up right now for the Greyhounds. We'll get the kickoff here from Kyle Matthews. Hopefully he can give this one a good boot and let Northern get down the field, and hopefully they don't give Jackson Liberty favorable field position.
So Matthews here about to take over on the kickoff. Hopefully he can send this one into the red zone for the Lions. Big kick, looks like it's going to get fielded. Hopefully Northern can make a play here, and they get to the receiver almost immediately, brought down. So hopefully the defense can continue to do their part. They're doing a great job. They gave up 7 points early, but still a lot of fight, a lot of time left. Whole half to play. And it's really been the seniors here at the farm tonight who've been doing a great job leading the Hounds, led by quarterback Mark Granbury, wide receiver, running back A.J. Jackson, Kyle Matthews, our kicker, wide receiver C.J. Hussey made a great play, and defensive players like Stephen Truex and certainly Granbury on the defensive end as well. So hopefully the seniors can continue to be positive role models and do their part here. Only a couple games left to play in the season. This one certainly, and then the Big Commanders Cup game coming up in Thanksgiving in just a few weeks. So I know these games mean a lot to our seniors who are finishing up their career here at Northern.
Well, you definitely want your seniors to step up in big games like this, and under the lights here, the Greyhound seniors have certainly played well. So, as you had said, Mr. Dow, they've got one more game after this, the Commanders Cup. It'll be the farewell for those seniors, and hopefully we can win this Commanders Cup this year against Pemberton for those guys.
Speaking of, actually, Pemberton has a big playoff game tomorrow on November 11th. They are the 7th seed going into the state tournament. They're playing number 2 seed Burlington Township, and I know Pemberton would love to get some revenge as Township beat them 42-6 earlier in the season. So hopefully Pemberton can get some of their guys in and hopefully get some rest as the Big Commanders Cup game comes in 2 weeks. That's going to end the season for the Hounds as they continue this rebuilding season. Now, last year the Hounds actually did pretty well. They were 4-6. They were competitive, and 2 years ago they were 6-4. But they've got a bright future. They've got some juniors on the team, including quarterback Cameron Clauser, looks to start next season. So hopefully the players on this team who are coming back can learn from this experience this year and maybe make some noise and get to the state tournament next year.
So a quick screen there by Jackson Liberty. It looked like that pass was dropped there, so.
Okay. I see what you're trying to do.
Pass intended for number 22, Ryan Downer.
Looks like the punting unit's coming out on the field, and Northern's going to get the ball back again. See if they can put up a quick score here before the half ends. Another short kick there by Jackson Liberty. That punt only went about 15 yards, and it's down at the Jackson Liberty 45. So again, favorable field position for Northern, almost identical to what the field position they just had. And so hopefully Northern can put up some more points.
So a short punt there by the Lions. Greyhounds take over here, first down, 1st and 10. Game currently tied 7-7. Got a great turnout here, crowd. Community members, family members on hand, students on both sides of the ball, really supporting these teams. And looks like Granbury's going to take over here under center, hopefully make another big play. Looks like that's going to be another quick handoff. Scooped up there for about 4 yards. Jacoby Lewis is actually a young player on the Hounds. He's been making some noise this season. He's got a bright future here. I believe he's only a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. And he's really been getting some good playing time on the varsity squad this year. And he'll probably be the go-to running back next year for the Hounds. As, like I said, they've got some juniors coming up on the team as well. So Granbury's about to take over here. 2nd and 6.
A great time to use these younger guys too. Kind of the season, winding down, and this game in particular, you want to see what these young guys have for talent as he's swallowed up there in the backfield for a loss of about 4. So definitely good though to see Lewis and Tommy Hill and those other sophomores guys, getting playing time and letting them, get the taste of what the varsity season's all about.
So 3rd and long, but Northern's been doing a great job so far on 3rd down this season, and they've certainly got some good field position. So if they can make a big play here, they can definitely get on the board before the end of the half. And as I said before, Granbury is certainly more than capable of airing it out and making big plays with his feet. So dual threat there in the backfield. Looks like he's coming out of the shotgun, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. So the Hounds can draw up a play and maybe make something happen here. Now, as I said, you could follow Northern Burlington football on Twitter at NBC Football. Great way to stay plugged into all things. And even though the season's winding down, you can stay up to date with all things Northern Athletics. Our Twitter handle at NBC_Athletics, as I said, run by our assistant principal and athletic director, Dr. Dan Uzaki, who does a great job keeping all of our teams up to date. And we just came off a couple of big wins not too long ago, Kyle, for our previous sporting events that we did here at the farm. We had 2 big soccer games, right? The Northern girls lost a nail-biter to Holy Cross 1-0, but the boys had a big win in their senior night, 2-0 versus Pensauken, and girls volleyball, we did a game versus Collingswood. So the Hounds, have had some good success this season, and looks like we're going to head back out here on this 3rd and long as the Hounds look to capitalize on this field position. Hopefully can get some more points put on the board here before the end of the 2nd quarter. I know that would mean a lot to Coach Dulce and this team, and they've got Granbury back in the shotgun.
Yeah, we'll see what Granbury can do here. Line up in the shotgun. Looks like he's going to drop back to throw. He's going to elude a sack there. Still rolling right. And a great play downfield there. Looks like that pass was completed down the field for a 1st down there. Great throw there by Granbury. On the run, rolling right. Beautiful throw down the middle of the field. Billy McRoberts there on the reception. So a great play there by the Northern offense to convert a 3rd and long.
On the scramble, Mark Granberry's pass complete to number 2, Billy McRoberts. Down at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10, Greyhounds.
The Northern offense pretty quick to line up here already. Under center is Granberry, and they're going to try and get this play off quick.
Why am I? Put him on me. Put him on me.
That pass looked like it was incomplete there from Granberry, and it'll be a 2nd down and 10 here for the Greyhounds on the 23 of Jackson Liberty. So they're in field goal range, or getting close to field goal range. So hopefully this Northern offense can put some points up here right before the half ends.
So 2nd down and 10 here as the Hounds look to capitalize on this good field position just about in the red zone here of the Lions. You know, with just a little bit here left before the end of the half, I know it would be a big momentum shift here if the Hounds could get on the board, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. Granberry drops back to pass. Looks like that pass is going to be complete there.
Pass complete to number 11,
And there's Zimmerman there with another quick slant, moving the ball forward.
down around the 16-yard
And
line.
we're inside the red zone there for looks like for a 1st down. If not for a first, very, very close.
3rd down for the
So
Hounds.
3rd and short for the Hounds. Hopefully they can get a big 1st down here and move the chains and maybe put some points on the board before the half. Granberry's under shotgun. I know the clock is ticking. And it looks like that pass is going to go incomplete, but that stops the clock. So that helps us a little bit, as Dulce will probably send out the field goal team to boot one through the uprights.
Pass
Oh, I'm sorry. It was complete. It looked like it was incomplete there.
at the-
A little bit of confusion.
waved off. It's an incomplete pass.
So looks like the field goal team is going to come out here, and hopefully Kyle Matthews can boot one through the uprights and put the Hounds up 10-7 as this 1st half is winding down.
And the field goal unit for Northern is going to come out on the field here on this 4th and short. So hopefully they can try and go up 10-7, get a lead, hopefully going into halftime, and build off of that momentum into the 2nd half. They were down 7-0 early, but they've battled back here. And they look to take a hopeful 10-7 lead here on the kick from Matthews. Cameron Klauser will be on the hold, so a good snap to Klauser. Kick is up on its way, and it is good. So a great kick there by Kyle Matthews, and it'll be a 10-7 lead here for Northern.
3-yard field goal is good. With 1:02 remaining in the half, the Hounds take a 10-7 lead.
So a minute to play here in the 1st half. Hounds currently up 10-7. Defense is heading back on the field, and I know they're fired up there and to get their first lead of the game, as you said, Kyle. And if they can just do their part and hold Jackson to a couple 3 and out, head into halftime with a big lead, or a lead rather, and hopefully get a big win here in front of our home crowd. Beautiful night for a football game, and as I said, it's been unseasonably warm today, 60-degree day. And it looks like Jackson Liberty's wasted no time sending their team right back out there. Just about a minute to play here in the 1st half.
Kyle Matthews will be on the kickoff, so he kind of squibbed one his last time, but Northern was able to get down the field and tackle Jackson Liberty around the 25-yard line, so we'll probably look for something similar to that on this one as well.
Now, even though the Hounds have struggled a little bit this season, you know, 2nd halves has really been their bread and butter. They have had 4 scoring drives in the 3rd quarters of games this season and 4 in the 4th quarters as well. So if they can go into halftime with a 10-7 lead, they can certainly put points up in the 2nd half, as we've seen this season. And it looks like Matthews is going to boot this one downfield. Just about a minute to play here in the 1st half.
Almost looked like a little chip there by Matthews as it's fielded around the 30-yard line for Jackson Liberty, and he's brought down around the 40-yard line. So good kickoff coverage, by the Northern special teams, and Jackson Liberty will have the ball right at about their own 41-yard line here, taking over our possession on offense.
Palmieri on the return for the Lions out to their own 41-yard line, where they will work 1st and 10.
Not a lot of time here for Jackson Liberty, but they do have decent field position, so if they can string together a few plays, they might be able to get into field goal range. But obviously, the Northern defense is hoping to not allow that. And if the Northern defense plays the way they've been playing all game, they should be able to get a 10-7 lead or keep this 10-7 lead here going into halftime.
And really, as you said, Kyle, you know, the question is do they want to go conservative, keep the ball on the ground, and head into halftime only down 3, or do they want to take a couple shots downfield as the clock is now winding down with under a minute to play here in the first half, and risk a turnover, risk an interception, risk a big play from happening? So it'll be interesting to see what route they go as the clock continues to wind down. Looks like only maybe 1 or 2 more plays here before the half. So the clock continues to wind down. Going to get a quick timeout here from Jackson Liberty. This is a big play for them. As I said, you know, the question's going to be, are they going to take a big shot downfield? Or are they going to continue to run the ball, just wind the clock out, head in, you know, only down 3 after being up 7-0? Or are they going to risk that? We saw Northern take a big play earlier, and it worked out for him. You know, Granbury had a great pass. Hussey made a great play, and, you know, Northern got on the board quick, catching the defense off guard. So it'll be interesting to see what the Lions draw up here. But I know the defense will be on their toes and waiting for anything. And certainly, you know, with only this few amount of time left in the first half, you don't want to let any big kind of plays happen. So I know Northern will be, you know, looking forward to that.
Yeah, kind of a strange time out there for Jackson Liberty. Obviously, they're trying to draw up the play that they want, but they let a little bit of time run off the clock there when they were sitting there at the line of scrimmage. Just kind of, it almost looked like they were just letting the time go by, and then finally a timeout was called after about 15 to 20 seconds. So not as much time as they would like to have on the clock, but maybe they have the right play they want here, and they'll try to maneuver their way into field goal range. And that's going to be a sack there for the Northern defense. Big play. Looks like that should be the end of the first half here, as the Northern defense comes up big. TJ Wiley with the sack there. Another guy for Northern that'll play both ways. I saw him getting some reps in at running back when Northern was playing Hopewell Valley at their homecoming game. So some versatile guys on this Northern team, and the defense, again, stepping up and making some big plays when they have to.
Clock continues to wind down here as the second half looks like it's about to come to an end. That was a huge play for the Northern defense, so love to see that. And looks like the refs are going to let this one wind out. So that's the end of the first half. Northern currently in the lead 10-7. We'll be coming back in the second half in just a sec. And we're going to pick back up here in the second half. Northern currently in the lead 10-7. For those of you just joining us, I'm Mr. James Dow, joined by broadcasting students Mr. Deckermar and Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is Thursday, November 10th for this great matchup, consolation game for our fans.
At the 34-yard line, where the Greyhounds will work 1st and 10 from their own 34.
So, guys, what are some things that stood out to you about the first half?
Well, the Northern defense, as they had all season, Mr. Dowd, they've played very well, holding Jackson Liberty to only 7 points so far in this half. And the offense has capitalized on some of their opportunities, holding a 10-7 lead here to start the second half. And they've had some decent field position that they need to take advantage of. They're starting with some great field position here in the second half, so they'll look to try and keep their momentum going.
Yeah, they're starting on the 35 to start this half. It's a pretty good start here. Northern's going to hope to put up some more points and maybe pull away from Jackson Liberty. Looks like not on that play. They're going to get stopped for a minimal game, probably nothing.
Now, Jackson Liberty started the game off red hot. Malcolm Locklear looked like he was going to carve the Hounds up on the ground. Jackson Liberty jumped out to a 7-0 lead, but the Hounds have really bounced back, going on a 10-0 run to end to end the first half. And they're sort of in the driver's seat now. Let's see what Granbury and the team can do.
Second down and about 6.
Looks like they got him back in the shotgun. I'd look for a quick slant or maybe a quick handoff here to try to catch Jackson Liberty off guard.
Granbury did a nice job there of extending the play, but his pass was intended there for Billy McRoberts, and it was incomplete. It'll be third down here for the Greyhounds.
Brings up third down.
Yeah, down the field there, none of his receivers really got open for him. They kind of just stopped on their route and didn't make up anything, so he had to try to make something out of the play by himself, and he just didn't end up making that one work. It's going to be a 3rd and long here.
And Chris Hussey was a big target for the Greyhounds in the first half. He caught that long touchdown pass from Granbury, so I'd look for them to go to a trusted wide receiver here on 3rd down to try and convert this 3rd and about 7. Granbury does a nice job extending the play there again, and his pass is going to fall incomplete there. So it's going to be a 4th down here for the Greyhounds, barring any penalties, but looks like it's going to be 4th down here, and the Greyhounds are going to punt.
Ineligible man downfield
Yeah, that penalty is going to be on Northern,
against the Greyhounds.
which is they're probably just going to just decline the penalty, I would assume. And it looks like Northern's setting out the punting team here.
Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, definitely not the way you want to start off the second half here, going with a 3 and out. But I mean, Northern's pretty well known for its defense, so that's kind of the life of this team, and that looks like a pretty good punt from Kyle Matthews.
Good punt coverage there downfield by the Greyhounds as they're going to tackle Jackson Liberty down around the 28-yard line. So decent field position for Jackson Liberty, but nothing too spectacular. And the Northern defense, who's been very solid all game, will come back out on the field and try and make another stop.
15, and the Lions will work 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
Now, as we said earlier, Jackson Liberty only averages about 10 points per game. So Northern's doing a great job holding them, and the third quarter has really been their go-to quarter this season. They've done a great job in all of their games, protecting leads and actually scoring a lot of points in the third quarter.
Jaquel Spears, number 5, on the carry to the 30-yard line. Gain of 4.
Gain of 4 there for Jackson Liberty on 1st down, so it'll be about a 2nd down and 6. There's some substitutions going on here for Jackson Liberty. Little trickery there from Jackson Liberty as they're going to gain about 4 or 5 yards there. Quarterback Derek CATRON on the keeper.
Carry to the 34-yard line.
He's going to fake the jet sweep. He faked the jet sweep on that play and went for it himself. It looked like if he would have handed the ball off, they probably would have gained a few more yards there. But great stopper there by the Northern defense. So it's going to be about a 3rd and medium here for Jackson Liberty to try to pick up if they want to have a chance to take the lead in this one. He looked like he got real close to the line there. I can't tell, but they executed the jet sweep that time. Pretty much just opposite formation as the last play.
Yeah, Decker, like you said, back-to-back jet sweeps. Quarterback keeper on the first one, and then they handed it off there on the second one, and it looks like there's going to be a measurement here on the field, so very close. And we'll see what the spot is.
Ready to go diving. I don't know who's winning, but that's all.
As we wait for the referees to come out here and measure, we got a lot of exciting seasons coming up here at the farm. A lot of winter sports, wrestling team, girls and boys basketball, track and field, boys and girls bowling, swimming, and of course our winter cheerleaders keep all of our teams motivated. So we have high expectations for all of our upcoming teams for the upcoming winter season.
Mays has enough for
Get a measurement there, and it looks like it's going to be a 1st down for Jackson Liberty. But great defensive there by the Hounds. Hopefully they can hold them on this drive and get the ball back.
1st and 10 for the Lions at the 36.
As you heard there, it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 36 for the Lions as they look to try and take the lead again here in this game. Another jet sweep there, and Northern plays it very well, stopping that play right at about the line of scrimmage, and it looks like it'll be a 2nd down and 10 here for the Lions.
Yeah, they tried running the same play 3 times in a row there. Northern caught onto it that time and kept them from going, but back on the play before, those are the worst third downs to give up when you got third and medium to third and long, and you really think you're going to get them and get off the field fast. Give your offense a chance to score some points, and they end up taking it away.
Well, yeah, Decker, besides that first drive of the game, Northern's defense had been getting off the field relatively quickly, shutting out Jackson Liberty since that first drive. But they're going to stay on the field for an extended time here, and hopefully they can make a stop. As it's another quarterback keeper on the fake jet sweep, and he's only going to pick up about 2 yards there. So it'll be a third down and long here for the Lions. So Northern's defense is putting themselves in good situations here. They're forcing Jackson Liberty to third downs. They just have to capitalize on this.
Gain of 3 and brings up third down.
Yeah, they've run variations of that same play 4 times in a row on offense, and really the only time it's worked was that long third down. I think Northern will be expecting it here, so they're going to have to try to go something else if they want to pick up the first down.
What are we doing?
Looks like we're going to get a timeout there as both teams look to regroup on this third and long.
Jackson takes a timeout there first.
Now, this is basically the end of our fall season. As I said before, the Hounds have one more game left on the docket. That is the Thanksgiving game for the Commanders Cup. That's a big local matchup versus Pemberton, and we wish them the best of luck. But all of our teams have actually really successful this past fall season. We had a very successful girls tennis team. They finished 14-5, second in the BCSL. They got to the semifinals, losing only to Heightstown, who was 19-2 and had the third most wins in the group. Our field hockey team got to the state tournament. They had an 8-12 season. They won a home game, and then they lost to rival Morristown. Girls soccer had a competitive season. They struggled a little bit, but they got to the state tournament, which is a good experience for that young team. And boys soccer, guys, as we did a game earlier, their senior night, they were 9-8-1. They got to the tournament as well. And obviously our cross-country team did a great job being really competitive and a division leader, and volleyball also got to the state tournament. So a lot of good things happening here at the farm. Looks like the teams are going to head back out here for this long third down. Big play coming up.
That's going to be a sack there for Northern. Great play there by the Northern defenses. That's going to force a fourth down, and Jackson Liberty's going to have to punt. So great job by the Northern defense there to get off the field and give their offense another opportunity to try to put up some points.
Yeah, the play action wasn't full in Northern there. They came up big on defense and just bowled over that offensive line. Went straight after the quarterback. Didn't even get tricked by the wide receiver and at running back on that play.
Very short punt there by Jackson Liberty. That looks like it was fair call right around midfield by Billy McRoberts.
And the Greyhounds will work first.
Right at midfield, actually. So Northern's going to have favorable field position yet again. And we'll see if they can capitalize here on this drive.
Yeah, speed of good field position. You really can't get much better than that. That's as good as Northern can really hope to start. All they've got to pick up is a couple first downs to get themselves in field goal range now.
Yeah, it was only about a 15-yard, 20-yard punt, so not a good punt there by Jackson Liberty, and Northern's going to try and capitalize here. Granberry hands it off there to McRoberts, and he's going to bounce around the outside, and he's going to be tackled for about a gain of 3 yards there on first down.
God damn it, Cassie.
Number 2, McRoberts on the carry.
And as you said, Kyle Matthews, the kicker for Northern Burlington, has quite the boot. He can put it through the uprights, had a season-long 41-yarder, and had quite a few kicks in the first half. Obviously a big field goal before the end of the half, and then the extra point. So he's more than capable of putting it through the uprights. If Northern can get him just a few more yards, maybe, like you said, Decker, a couple more first downs, and they can expand on this 10-7 lead.
They're going to have to get themselves in third down and manageables if they're going to convert. They got a second down and 7 here, so you'd like to see them at least pick up about 3 or 4 yards here to give themselves about a third down and 3. Granberry's going to keep it, and he's going to bounce around to the outside, and good play there by Granberry. It looks like he's going to be about a yard shy, maybe, of the first down marker. Might have picked it up there.
Granberry, one of those guys that could be a running back if he was on another team. If he had one of those deep throwers on his team, he totally could fit in as a running back. He's one of the leading rushers for Northern this year anyway.
Well, yeah, Decker, he was converted from wide receiver to quarterback this year, so Granberry definitely has a lot of assets that can contribute to an offense, and running is certainly one of them. This looks like it's going to be about 3rd down and 1 here for the Greyhounds. And this is what I mean by 3rd down and manageables. 3rd down and 1 is definitely a 3rd down where you can pick up the 1st down. That's a nice handoff there to the fullback. Looks like that was Tommy Hill there on the carry, and he's going to pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, I mean, good fullback handoff there. If he would have tried to hand it to the running back, that defensive end over there for Jackson Liberty would have had him down before the line there. He definitely wouldn't have picked it up. So that was a good play.
Yeah, Decker, penetration there by the D-line of Jackson Liberty would have tried to burst through the Northern offensive line, so they didn't give him much time there. As that pass is thrown out to the outside, and it looks like that pass is going to be dropped. There's a little scrum on the ground here. We're unsure of the call. Looked like that pass might have been incomplete, intended for Alex Zimmerman, I think. But we're going to find out what the call is here from the referees.
Yeah, it certainly didn't look like he had possession, and that's really the key determining a fumble or an incomplete pass.
Number 11, Alex Zimmerman, was a fumble on the play. The Greyhounds
And it looks like they're going to rule it a fumble, but very advantageous. The Hounds jumped on it, and they're going to get some good field position out of that.
1st and 10, Northern Burlington.
Unfortunate play there on the fumble, but great grab there by the Hounds. And looks like Granbury's going to take back over here on 1st down. And he's going right back in the same direction. Looks like Jackson Liberty was expecting that. That's going to be an incomplete pass here as the Hounds take over on 2nd down.
Granbury's pass is incomplete, intended for Zimmerman.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird play a couple plays ago. When he fumbled it and still got it back there, ended up getting the 1st down out of it. Definitely something you don't see a lot when somebody fumbles his own ball and picks it right back up. But, I mean, it was awfully lucky there for Northern, but sometimes lucky's a good thing.
Northern running a little fake jet sweep of their own there, and Granbury's got nothing going on that one. He's going to be tackled down for a loss there.
Granbury on the carry. There is a flag on the field.
Flag on the field, however, so we'll see what the call is here from the referees. Looks like it's going to be a hold against Northern, so that'll back them up 10.
Indicated against the Greyhounds.
Yeah, hold on 1st down's not something Northern's really great from coming out of because they're not one of those deep ball offenses. They like to pick up a few at a time. So getting moved back 10 really hurts an offense that functions that way. But they're going to try to pick up from 1st and 20 here.
Yeah, Deck, you're right. They're not a big chunk play at a time offense. They like to kind of dink and dunk and work their way down the field, but they're going to have to take some deep shots downfield. That's exactly what Granbury's doing here, throwing it deep down the field, and that pass is going to be incomplete.
Granbury's pass intended for number 11.
That pass again intended for Zimmerman. So the last 3 pass plays, they've thrown Zimmerman's way.
3rd down.
Haven't been able to get much going, though, on any of those pass attempts, and it's going to be a 3rd and long for the Greyhounds.
Looks like they're going to be making some subs on this play, trying to pick up a few yards on this down here to try to make the kick maybe more manageable later in the drive. The real spread in this formation looks like it's an obvious passing situation, I would think. Oh. It looked like that was going to go all the way there, but he fumbled it right near the end. Ended up also picking that one up.
It looked like Billy McRoberts there on the reception.
Granbury's pass is complete.
He gave it away almost there with the fumble, but Northern again quickly grabs the ball there and saves a potential turnover for the Greyhounds, and that'll be another 1st down for them. So inching closer and closer to the goal line here are the Greyhounds, trying to extend their 10-7 lead.
And that's a great heads-up play by the offense. That's a credit to the coaching staff even though you don't have the ball, always looking for where the position is. And, that's 2 great recoveries that the Hounds have had. And now they're certainly in the driver's seat here, hoping to score a touchdown. That's going to be a quick handoff and pick up about 5.
Yeah, it's good when you can end up grabbing your own fumbles, but it looks like this week in practice they've got something to work on. It's just holding the football after you make the catch. That's 2 in a row that they've been lucky enough to fall right back on, though. It's definitely a weird drive where you see 2 first downs picked up off of a player's own fumble. But I mean, Northern's been getting those first downs and just been picking up their own mistakes. Looks like it's gonna be an outside handoff.
Mark Granberry on the carry. He's brought down around the.
It'll be 3rd and goal here for Northern and around or 3rd down here for the Northern at about the 5-yard line. So they'll look to pick it up here or put one in the end zone. Either one. They're in field goal range here, obviously. So you'd like to get points here for Northern. No turnovers, although they've tried to turn the ball over twice on this drive, but they've dove on the ball twice there to save themselves from a turnover.
And certainly Granberry and running back Billy McRoberts have been doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the offense, but they've gotten great contributions from their wide receivers as well. And that looks like that's going to be a first down for the Greyhounds, taking over with a new set of downs just inside the 5-yard line. So they could certainly punch one in here in a very short span. They could be on top of this one 17-7 and put Jackson Liberty back on their heels.
Yeah, this is definitely the way they wanted to run this drive, is to take it slowly and pick up all the first downs they could before trying to get it into the end zone. Try to run off as much clock as they can and put up a 2-score lead over Jackson Liberty. That could be huge down the stretch if they can be up by 10 near the end of the 3rd quarter.
It's always ideal for your offense, Decker, as you said, to kind of eat up a lot of clock. It gives your defense a lot of time to be on the sidelines and rest. This defense, this entire season, has been on the field for a lot longer than I think they would like to be. So for the offense to lead a drive like this is definitely key. And Granberry is just going to walk into the end zone there on the quarterback keeper, and that's going to give Northern a 16-7 lead pending the extra point.
Yeah, they had no defense on the right side of the field at all there. They had one guy about all the way in the back of the end zone on that play. So if Granberry wanted, he could have just passed it for the touchdown. But either way, he had a player wide open, including himself.
And that's just a great call by the offensive coordinator there. They had Jackson Liberty bit on the fake, and Granberry just turned it around and ran it in. And now we've got Matthews out to kick the extra point and hopefully put the Hounds up by 10. And that's going to be good. So Northern Burlington currently in the lead, 17-7 in the 3rd quarter of this game. Just under 2.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Northern's certainly in the driver's seat, but, a whole other quarter to play in this game. As we take a pause in the game action here, just want to let you know if you want to follow Northern TV, you can on Twitter at Northern_TV. We also have our Northern TV newsletter available for information and programming. You can check us out on Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. We're also streaming on the web. We have a YouTube channel. You can download our app at appcatch.com, and you can obtain copies of this game and other exciting programming on DVD if you check out the Northern TV webpage or email us at northerntv@nburlington.com. So lots of ways to stay plugged in, and certainly you can follow all the Northern athletics at NBC Athletics on Twitter. That's run by our athletic director, Dr. Dan Uzaki. Does a great job keeping everybody plugged in. So Northern currently in the lead, 2.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. About to kick off after scoring a big touchdown. Mark Granberry did a great job on that drive. Looks like Matthews is going to send this one downfield.
Yeah, Granberry methodically led the offense down the field there. And Northern finds themselves in a nice position, up 10 in the 3rd quarter. They've been playing from behind a lot this season, so it's nice for Northern to jump out to a 10-point lead like this, and we'll see how they play with this lead.
Yeah, I would hope they just keep doing what they've been doing all game after that opening drive. I mean, besides that 7 points given up early, they've been pretty much perfect on defense this whole entire game. This is gonna be a long run back here, though. Looks like he's gonna get almost to midfield before he's tackled.
Number 5, Jaquel Spears on the return. Out of bounds at the Lions 45-yard line where they will work.
So some good field position here for Jackson Liberty. Something they haven't had often in this game, but they certainly are going to have it on this possession. And the Northern defense is going to have to come up big to try and keep this a 10-point lead.
And that was Spears there on the return for the Lions. He also plays running back for the Lions as well. And it looks like they're going to go right back to the ground and pound attack, and they're going to pick up about 6 on the play there. And that was Malcolm Locklear. He was their go-to guy there in the first quarter. Looked like he was going to have another big game. Like I said, he's coming off a 178-yard game in Liberty's last game. That was their night game. That was their first win of the season. But credit to the Greyhounds for not letting him hit the open holes, and the defense is doing a great job, as you guys have said. And it looks like they're going to take over here on second down. CATRON and Locklear have really been their whole offense today. And it looks like they're going to set up here on another quick sweep. And that's going to be a first down there for the Lions. And they're going to take over about the 43-yard line.
Well, Northern's defense has seen a lot of jet sweeps here in the last few plays. And Jackson Liberty's going to pick up a first down on there. But looks like the Northern defense is going to have to try and, figure out a way to stop that jet sweep, as they ran it twice and picked up a first down on this drive. So already on Northern side of the field, the defense is going to have to make a big stop here.
Yeah, this is starting to look like the Locklear from the beginning of the first half, who just ran all over the Northern defense. And so far he's had all 16 yards in this drive. And looks like he's going to get a couple more there before Northern stops him this time.
Yeah, good play there by the Northern defense, stopping Locklear for only a gain of about 1 or 2.
Locklear again on the carry to the 43.
Going to be about a second down and 9 here for the Lions. And we'll see what Northern's defense can do here. And that pass by CATRON a little bit behind his wide receiver, as that's going to force a third down and about 9.
Pass intended for number 22, Ryan Downer, falls incomplete.
Yeah, stop here for Northern is crucial because they're still outside of field goal range. They'd have to try for a long fourth down if they wanted to pick it up. But I don't see them doing that this early in the game. And it keep Northern with a 2-score lead, likely going into the fourth.
That was a good call, though, by Jackson Liberty. I mean, Downer's been one of their go-to wide receivers. He's a senior on the team, leads the team in receptions, so can't knock him for trying the play. Just a great defensive play there by the Hounds. That looked like they've got CATRON on the run, and that ball is going to go out of bounds. So great defensive play there.
Pass is incomplete. There is a flag on the field.
See how this call goes here by the refs. A late flag there on the end of the play. Not sure if that one's going to go against the Hounds or against the Lions, but
Ineligible receiver is indicated against.
that's an ineligible receiver downfield. That's going to be against Jackson. Northern's going to decline that, and they're going to send out the kicking team.
And Northern's defense kind of bend but don't break there. That was a good drive there for them. You'll give up the first down there, but once Jackson Liberty got into Northern's territory, they bared down and made the stop. So a good defensive stand there by Northern, and they're going to get the ball back here. And Northern looks like they muffed a punt there and tried to fumble it back again, but it looks like Billy McRoberts falls on it there at the end of the play, and Northern's going to maintain possession.
The punt was fumbled but recovered by the Greyhounds at the 25-yard line. First and 10, Northern Burlington from their own 25.
I thought I wanted to get it in. I got excited.
That's just a great heads-up play, and we're about to end the third quarter here. Northern's in the lead, 17-7.
It was almost in.
So I think from the coaching perspective, you couldn't really have asked for much more. Obviously, a couple of fumbles, but all recovered by the Hounds. 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Northern will probably run this one out, end the quarter, and looks like Granberry's going to air that one out. Great catch. And that looks like it's going to be about 15 yards.
Granberry's pass is complete to number
Great play there by C.J. Hussey making that grab. He made a big play in the second quarter. Huge touchdown catch. That tied the game. And it looks like we are just about running out of time here in the third quarter. So Northern's in the lead, 17-7. Again, for those just joining in, I am Mr. James Dowd, joined by broadcasting students Mr. Decker Morrow, Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is Thursday, November 10th, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Jackson Liberty Lions in a consolation game for the 2016 season. So it looks like we're going to get about one more play here before we end the third, or the Hounds are going to let the clock wind out, and the two teams will switch sides. So take a little break, and we'll pick back up here in the fourth quarter as the teams look to regroup. Still a whole quarter left to play, so anything could happen. But the Hounds are certainly in the driver's seat here as we end the third quarter.
We begin the fourth quarter.
A successful 3 quarters there for the Greyhounds. Taking a 10-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Game certainly is not over yet, though, as they're going to switch ends of the field here. And Northern's still going to be on offense. Going to have a first down and 10 after the nice completion from Granberry to C.J. Hussey to end the third quarter. And we'll see what the Northern offense can do here.
Is he coming up? Alright. Yo, I get to flip him. I get to flip Connor off. Hold on.
Granberry on the keeper there, bouncing around to the outside. Looks like he got that ball to midfield, picked up about 7 or 8 yards there.
44-yard line.
Oh, that's going to be a first down, actually. Granberry got more than I thought he did there. So 2 straight first downs here for the Greyhounds, and they're going to have a good field position on about the 44 of Jackson Liberty.
Yeah, this is a lot more of the Northern style offense than what we saw the last about drive and a half. They were throwing the ball a lot more than they typically do. Granberry's usually either a running back or they're handing it off most of the time. This is looking more like the homecoming game that we saw. Granberry keeping it down and running down the field by himself. As he's going to take it again. Looks like this time he's going to get caught and tackled down before the line.
But he's certainly been doing a great job. Multi-sport athlete Mark Granberry also plays on the varsity basketball team. And they had a huge season last year, actually, as the Hounds set a school record with 20 wins. So I know that team has high expectations, and certainly I'm sure Mark Granberry has expectations for himself as they look to wrap up the fall season here and head into the winter season. We've got some exciting other teams coming up as well. Wrestling team led by Coach Jewel Dulce, always a division leader, and as well as our bowling team, swimming team, and winter track team. So we've got some young teams coming up and some really established teams, and looks like Northern's going to take over here, see what they can do, try to expand on this lead. That looks like it's going to be an offsides on Jackson Liberty. Hopefully that'll help out the Hounds and move the chains.
Just to add on the winter sports upcoming this year, Mr. Dowd, we were on the call last year for that exciting game of the Northern Burlington basketball team versus the Hopewell Valley last year, and that was certainly an exciting game. So we're looking forward to doing more of those games in the winter, but looking forward to finishing out this game here and hoping the Greyhounds can come out with a win. Looks like they're going to be spotted about 5 yards here because of an offsides penalty on Jackson Liberty, but it'll be first down here. Granberry in the shotgun. And he fumbles, bad snap. He manages to slip a few tackles, but he's going to be tackled for a loss of about 10 yards. There, a flag on the play, and we'll see what that's going to be. But a bad snap there led to Granberry to have really no room to run.
Looks like Granberry was calling an audible mid-play there or something. He had his hands out. He was calling for somebody to make a change on offense, but instead they snapped it. I guess they heard him wrong, and he was not ready for it. It just went right past him. Make that 4 times in a row, Northern's picked up their own fumbles.
Going back to the winter sports we were discussing, actually, we're going for our 6th win in 7 games as an announcing team, guys. And we had great success last year announcing a boys basketball win versus Hopewell, a girls basketball win versus Triton. We did a boys volleyball game, the first ever home game here at Northern, and girls lacrosse, which was a big win. That looked like a block in the back penalty there, which is going to be declined by Jackson Liberty. The Hounds have certainly got their work cut out for him here with this field position, but, you know, you never know. Granberry's got the arm, he's got the feet, so we'll see what happens here on this play. Hopefully can make something happen here, and they're going to go right back to the run game. That looks like a big game for the Hounds.
Number 2.
Looks like he's real close to the first down. If not, he just barely got it. But it looks like he just got tripped up right there at the end of his run. Real close to the first down line. But looks like I think they're going to give it to him.
And who else but Billy McRoberts, guys? He's been all over the field today making some plays. He's fumbled it a couple of times, but he's gotten right back on top of it both times. So McRoberts has certainly had a good game today as he picks up a huge chunk of yards there on first down and long. And Cameron Clouser is in under center there for the Greyhounds. He's going to hand it off there for Northern, and looks like that isn't going to go for much. But good to see the junior quarterback out there getting some reps.
On the carry, he's across the 35.
Certainly give Mark Granberry a break here. The team's up by 10 in the fourth quarter. Now anything could happen. But, yeah, like you said, Kyle, giving Clouser some key playing time certainly will help build his confidence a little bit going into next year. That looks like that's going to be a first down. And Clouser's going to head under center again here as well.
Not only is it gonna give Granberry a break, but it's gonna give the junior quarterback some time to some more experience in a varsity game tonight. He can come out here and get a few snaps in and see what some of the other defenses out there look like.
It was McRoberts on the carry to the 30-yard line. Number 10, Cameron Clouser in at quarterback for Northern Burlington.
Looks like it's going to be a second down here for the Greyhounds. Clouser staying in under center. Northern's going to be lined up in the I formation, so we'll look for a run here, but you never know. They might surprise us. So that's handed off again to McRoberts, and he's going to pick up about 2 yards there, 2 or 3 yards there on the carry.
Gain of 1 brings up third down.
But if the Hounds can keep chipping away, they can certainly get into great field position for kicker Kyle Matthews. He's more than capable of kicking a long field goal, and it looks like Clouser's going to get forced out of the pocket and send that one out for an incomplete pass. So we'll see what the coaching staff decides to do here.
Looks like there was a receiver in the area there as Clouser was under pressure, and there won't be a grounding call for not getting the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he was also out of the pocket too, and that O-line really just collapsed right in front of him. The entire defensive front was coming at him. He had almost nothing he could do there except for try to throw it away.
Clouser's going to stay in the game, though, as he's going to be on the hold for this kick. And kicker Kyle Matthews will try a long field goal here for the Hounds. Oh, and that one's blocked by Jackson Liberty, and that's going to be picked up. And that's going to be run all the way back, and that looks like that might go for a touchdown. Wow. Jackson Liberty with the blocked kick returned for a touchdown. Linebacker Mark Palmieri with the block and returns it for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a huge play for Jackson Liberty. They were just coming. All they were just trying to do is hold Northern from getting those 3 points there, and instead they came up with 7 of their own. Really closed this game back up. Close this game back in for them. And now Northern's gonna have to be a little bit worried that Jackson Liberty's only down by 3. Oh, pending the extra point.
So certainly a credit to the special teams there on Jackson Liberty, looking to send this one through the uprights is kicker John Riley. Close the gap to 3 here. And he's gonna. So game's currently 17-14. Still plenty of time left here in the fourth quarter. Northern looking to hold on. They're going to send the offense back out on the field. Little disheartening there, but certainly have been doing a great job so far in the second half. So up by 3. Plenty of time to play. You know, if the Hounds can get a score, they could put this game out of reach. But really, the goal has been hanging on so far in the second half. And Jackson Liberty just got a great play there to close the gap.
Yeah, if you're Northern, that was exactly what you didn't want to see. Jackson Liberty to kind of hang around in this game. You had an opportunity to go up 13 points, and instead you find yourself only up 3. So not a turn of events that Coach Jewel Dosey and the Northern football team wanted to see, but they still have the lead here in the fourth quarter. They just got to hang on to this game. So we'll see if the offense can come back out and try and kind of stabilize this team and try and come out of here with a win.
Yeah, that's one of those touchdowns that really just sparks Jackson Liberty. I mean, the special teams touchdown, not only that, but on a blocked field goal, too. That's a big momentum play for Jackson Liberty. They're going to have now they're going to be pumped up and maybe have a chance to come back in this one, but Northern's going to do their best to stop them from letting that happen.
And Jackson Liberty's had two big special teams plays in this half. The blocked field goal for a touchdown, obviously, and also after Northern went up 17-7, Jackson Liberty had a nice return on the ensuing kickoff. So their special teams have certainly played well here in the second half.
Yeah, also that punt they had earlier pinned Northern down their own territory pretty close to, I think it was the 10. And Northern ended up fumbling that, but they ended up picking it right back up. But a nice return there for Northern. They're going to take it almost to midfield. It looks like it's going to be the 45.
Great return there by McRoberts. He's been all over the field today, doing a great job receiving the ball, running the ball, special teams. And it looks like Mark Granberry is going to come back into the game here as the Hounds lead this one 17-14. Hopefully he can make something happen with his feet or air one out like he's more than capable of doing. With the Hounds clinging to a 3-point lead. And now it looks like it's just going to be a couple of yards there on the handoff. So a second and long here for the Greyhounds.
Granberry's pass complete to number 15, Andrew Jackson. And he's across midfield to the Jackson 47-yard line. Second down and about
So a good chunk of yards there for the Greyhounds on first down, as it'll be second down and 2. And they'll look to try and convert here.
Yeah, that's the type of play you like to have on first down, picking up 8 yards, making it a lot easier for you to pick up the first. But Northern's really come out strong after giving up 7 on that field goal attempt there. It looks like that's going to be a big run for Northern, though, as they're going to pick up 15 and get to almost the 30-yard line of Jackson Liberty.
It's exactly how you needed to see the Northern offense respond, too. It's easy to get demoralized after a blocked kick like that and easily give the ball right back to Jackson Liberty, but this offense has responded nicely as they're leading a nice drive of their own here, getting into field goal range already and hoping to put up some points here on Jackson Liberty.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit worried about saying those words field goal range, because we just saw it last time what happened when they went to kick a field goal. But you can't be worried about that happening twice in a row. You just got to trust your team or hope to get the touchdown instead.
Well, you're right, Decker. Certainly nothing is guaranteed, and we've seen that today with that blocked field goal return for a touchdown. So we obviously know that you always got to be alert and you always got to be ready for anything in this game. So Northern will try to put that behind them, though, as they're driving here on Jackson Liberty.
Yeah, and that last drive when they went to go take that field goal, I was almost thinking they might do a fake there. They had Klauser in the entire drive. I was thinking maybe they were warming him up for a fake right there. It would have been kind of interesting to see, and they would have had a chance at a first down there, but I don't know if they were willing to try that.
Granberry hands it off there to looked like McRoberts there on the carry for a gain of about 2 yards.
So the offense has certainly been doing a great job so far, taking over after that what could have been a demoralizing block and recover by Jackson Liberty. But Northern still in the driver's seat, 17-14, clock is ticking, and they are moving the ball once again towards the Jackson Liberty end zone. So hopefully the Hounds can punch one in here and expand on this lead, and then it'll be a 2-score game. Hounds can pull off their second win of the season.
Looks like there's going to be a timeout here.
Timeout there first.
Now you can check out this action on Northern TV, obviously. You could check out some of our other programming. We were recently airing the Program of Studies, the 1980 Championship Football Game, Graduation 2016, the Greyhound Gala and Greyhound Choice Awards from last year, Understanding Park. We have our Fall News Show, which is one of our flagship programs, including stories on some of our sports teams and other exciting events, including Back to School Night, the Week of Respect, FFA, our Students of the Month, and our Girls and Boys Senior Soccer Night Games are also airing. So lots of ways to stay plugged into all things Northern here, as coaching staff is keeping the team fired up. Just a few minutes to play here in the fourth quarter as the Hounds looking to hold on to this lead 17-14. I know this would be a big win for Coach Joel Dolce and this team with one more game left on the schedule, and that is this Thanksgiving against Pemberton for the Commander's Cup.
Yeah, you know, Northern would definitely like to go and take that Commander's Cup back from Pemberton. So 2 big games here for the Greyhounds to try and close out, and it would be a nice end to their season. Certainly not the season they had been hoping for when it had started, but if they can close down the stretch here nicely, I think it'll put a positive taste and spin on this season heading into the next one. Granbury on the keeper there. He's going to run it up the middle. Looks like he's going to pick up the first down.
Mark Granbury on the carry for the Greyhounds. He's brought down around the 21-yard line.
That looks like it's going to be a first down here for the Greyhounds.
And that is enough for a Greyhound first down, 1st and 10, Northern Burlington from the Lions 21.
That works. And the Greyhounds are going to have a fresh set of downs here on the Lions 21. Looking to try and go into score here as the game's winding down in the final minutes.
Now, Kyle, as a varsity athlete yourself, what's kind of going through the team's mind at this point in the game? A few minutes left here, trying to get a big win in front of the home crowd.
Well, you definitely want to finish. As you said, in front of your home crowd, this would be a big win. But being up 3 points here in the fourth quarter and you're driving, you would like to close out this game here, ideally on offense, as Granbury's going to keep that one and bounce to the outside and pick up about 5 or 6 yards there on the carry. But as I was saying, Mr. Dowd, you kind of want to just finish out this game on offense and not make your defense have to go back out on the field. You'd like to eat up as much clock as you can and try and just finish this game out. Although you are down in Jackson Liberty territory and you're pretty close to the goal line, but finish.
And I think the key really for the Hounds is to really just get a touchdown, because at that point the game will be out of reach. A field goal will still only make it a one-score game, and we've seen Jackson Liberty can make some big plays when they need to. So if the Hounds can get a touchdown, they can pull off a big win here.
Loss of 1 on the play.
And looks like we're going to get a quick sub here. Now, for those of you just tuning in, Northern TV records 2 varsity sports games per season, and actually this fall season we had our hands full. We did the girls volleyball game versus Collingswood. That was a big win. We also did boys and girls senior nights for soccer. We did homecoming football, and now obviously this big consolation game here, which hopefully the Hounds can pull off a big win here in front of our home crowd. So they're going to take over here, and now we're going to get a timeout as the clock is, winding down, so to speak, and Jackson Liberty looks to regroup here with the score 17-14 in the fourth quarter.
You were certainly right before, Mr. Dow, when you said Northern would like to score. Obviously, they'd like to run the clock out, but they would definitely like to score a touchdown and go up by 2 possessions and give their defense a big, boost and let them know that, the offense came to play today and the defense doesn't have to go out and do everything. They can kind of just hold Jackson Liberty and make sure that they don't give up any big plays.
And while we have a pause in the game action here, just want to take the opportunity to thank our camera operators, Domingo Logmal, Megan Hemminghaus, Josh Grabenstein, Maria Spano have been doing a great job on the production team. Also would like to thank you, Kyle and Decker, for your announcing here tonight, as well as our other video production teacher, Mr. Matt Pona. I want to also thank the Northern Burlington and Jackson Liberty sports and athletic departments. Our facilities department does a great job for every event, and all the teachers, staff, and fans who were on hand, as well as our administration. Does a great job supporting all of our teams here at the farm. So Northern's going to take over here. Big play coming up as they look to close in on Jackson territory here with the lead 17-14, and Granbury's under center.
Yep, as you said, Granbury under center. It's going to be a handoff there to McRoberts. He's got a hole up the middle. Jackson Liberty does a nice job rallying around the ball and stopping McRoberts, but looks like that should be enough for about a first down there for Northern.
Billy McRoberts to the 10-yard line.
And that is enough for Northern Burlington first down there as the officials are signaling move the chains, and it looks like it's going to be first down and 10 here for the Greyhounds.
So with the exception of that special teams play, the second half has really been all Greyhounds. They went on a 10-0 run to end the first half, and now look to score here, hopefully put this one away. Maybe hand off to McRoberts here and pick up another chunk of yards. It's going to be another 2 to 3 yard gain. Great play there by the offensive line. And marching band's getting the troops fired up, and credit to Mr. Sean Linder, who does a great job, as well as our student musicians, all of our home games. And it's going to be the Hounds taking over here. The Hounds in the driver's seat, leading this one 17-14, just a few minutes left to play. So maybe they'll wind down the clock, or maybe they'll punch one in. Certainly a touchdown would help boost the confidence for this team. As I said, they still have one more game left in the season against Pemberton at its Commander's Cup. That is in about 2 weeks for Thanksgiving 2016. And as you said, Kyle, I'm sure our players would love to bring that cup back here to the farm. Pemberton won a nail-biter last year. And I know all of the families in our local neighborhood, that game means a lot. So hopefully Northern can pull off a big win, bring that into the Thanksgiving game, and looks like we're going to pick back up on the action. So great job by the band. And the Hounds are going to head back out here after this pause in the game action.
Hounds here threatening to score. They've got second and goal at about the 7-yard line, so they definitely like to punch this one in the end zone. And for two reasons. Obviously, one, you want to go up 2 possessions. I mean, after having your last kick blocked, I'm sure Northern doesn't want to see that potentially happen again, so they'd like to just punch it in the end zone. And it looks like that's exactly what Billy McRoberts is going to do, as he's going to rush that one in for a touchdown, and Northern's going to go up 23-14, pending the extra point here from Kyle Matthews. And that's clutch there for the Greyhounds, going up 2 scores like that, late in the ball game, giving their defense, taking a lot of the pressure off of them. And like I said, pending the extra point, Northern is going to go on top 23-14.
And it'll be basically out of reach for Jackson Liberty with under 15 seconds to play here in the game, and it looks like we're going to get a quick sub in here for the Hounds. So Matthews looks to send this one through the uprights. And that one's going to be blocked again. But the Hounds recover it, and they're going to go up 23-14 with basically a kickoff left to play. So great job by the Hounds. Congratulations to our boys pulling off a big win. Even if Jackson Liberty returns this one for a touchdown, the game is out of reach. They can't score more than 8 points on an ensuing kickoff and 2-point conversion. So great job to our Hounds. And like I said, a kickoff is merely a formality at this point. So big win here for the Hounds in front of our home crowd. And, a credit to Coach Dulcie and the coaching staff, and obviously all of our seniors who helped lead the team. Mark Granberry, C.J. Hussey, Billy McRoberts, Kyle Matthews did a great job on the offensive end, helping pull out a big win here. So really just, regrouping and sending this one out down the field. Hopefully the Hounds can get a big stop here and hold on to this big game. Big victory for the Hounds here. Like I said, kickoff underway. Looks to be the last play of the game.
Yeah, Mr. Dowd, definitely a great job here by the Hounds to secure this victory and get their second win of the season. But I can't even remember the last time I've seen 2 kicks in a row blocked like that. That's something you don't see very often. So you got to give Jackson Liberty credit. They've, when Northern's looked like they've had mere formalities and field goals and extra points, Jackson Liberty has kind of, made sure that wasn't the case. And they've definitely done well on special teams in that aspect. But as you said, just a mere formality here on the kickoff, and it looks like Northern's going to come away with a victory.
So that looks like that's going to do it. So great job by the Hounds. Big win on behalf of everyone here at Northern TV. I'm Mr. James Dow, for Kyle Forsini and Decker Morrow. We are signing off.